Hello my friends, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. This is Sheree, my channel is Turquoise Dreaming, and what you see probably like a big mess here. It's not really a big mess. I'm kind of organizing, or I am organizing, or trying to organize and craft with a little bit and get things ready for my Flamingo journal, or journals that I'm going to create in the future. But meanwhile, I'm organizing the Happy Mail that Stephanie sent me. So the first thing I did, which I was really anxious to do because I decided I would like to, she sent me like a piece of a flamingo, I think it was like a scarf. And so I cut it up into strips with my pinking shears. It's that real kind of sheer, lightweight fabric that you see in a scarf sometimes. And so I cut it up into strips. And this is not going to be the... this is not the tassel. I just tied a piece around here to keep it together, keep all the strips together while they wait for me to do something with them. And I went ahead and put them in this Ziploc bag that everything came in that Stephanie sent me. So the next thing I was doing was looking at the papers, some of the papers. So like here's some papers, here's some flashcards. I'm just going to start working with it and doing things and like, you know, cutting, gluing, just whatever I decide to do to get it ready to, you know, where I think it's ready for something for me to either I'll do something with it right now, or I'll just cut it and get it ready to do something with, you know what I mean? So I'm cutting the little lines, the little dotted lines off these little kind of mini flashcards, which I think are really super cute, and I love the colors, and I love the colors together too, the pinks and the greens here. So I don't have to do this. I don't have to cut the lines off. They would be fine to use just as they are, but you know, I want to, so I'm going on. That's what I'm doing. So, you know, I'm just going to see what happens. I don't know. You know, I don't really have a plan except to kind of sort, because I know there's a couple of Halloween things in here, so I'm going to sort those out. And I thought this, like, this is a shorter. See how this is a longer piece of this trim, and this is a shorter one. So I'm going to say that can be a tab, and this could be a tab or a decoration. It's like a little sticker on this. It's on some, not acetate, but vellum or whatever. Maybe it is acetate. And then there's this, which I wonder if one of these would be cute as a little little topper, like to make these into a tag. Oh, I left a line on this one. Let's cut that. And then, let's see, so here's a ticket. I just want to see what this looks like. So let's put a pink with the green. I'm going to fold it in half. I have my glue here. I have my stapler here, so I can do whatever I want to as far as gluing or stapling. Let's go ahead and put this together. I think that would be cute. A little ticket topper on one of these. And the pink and green look so cute together. This is just little, these do the mini staplers, like the tiny attacher. So there's something. Got a tab here, and I might cut these in half for tabs too. I just want to see how many short pieces I have in here. I have a little bag here I can put short pieces or smaller pieces in that Stephanie sent things in. I'm kind of, like I said, sorting. So here's stickers, stickers. Oh, this is the top of the card that Stephanie sent me, and here's the envelope. She sent me, you know, a little note in a card, and this is the top of it where she didn't write on, so I cut that off for a journaling card. So I'm going to put all these, let me put the little flashcards up here, and all the, like, well, let me put the envelope here, the paper. Here are some strings. Okay, yes, let's cut, this pink string is so cute. Let's cut a piece of that and make a little tag. Let me get, and then let's, since it's pink, we'll put it on another green flashcard. And let me see, where's my hole punch? Do I have it? Where is it? Did I already pull it out? It's not here. I don't know where it is. It's probably, oh, here it is. I have some Christmas stuff here too that I Still working on Christmas journals, so I have stuff pulled out for that. So let's see how this punches. Yeah, punches a little hole. And we'll put a little piece of twine in there to make a little tag out of one of these with the pink twine. So we did a pink twine, we did a ticket topper, and so we've got two. And these are both blank on the back, so they can be written on the back of. Okay. So we've got two tags. Super cute. Okay. Now, let's see, we still have the other two pink ones. I really like the combination of the pink and green. So I think I'm going to make one of these, use a piece of this just for jute twine with one of these pink flashcards. So let's cut another one. And I'm going to see what else I can use besides twine on the other. There's one more pink flashcard here. I'm going to see what else I can use on that. Then we'll do some more sorting. So we're just crafting and sorting as we go along here. Just seeing what happens. And then I'll put it all in the bag and put it in my Flamingo stash. Or, you know, like I said, there's a couple Halloween things in here. So like this I'm going to put for Halloween, the little skull heads. So I'm going to put that over here. I'll put all the Halloween stuff over there. Little flowers that can be for the flamingo. I think I'll put that in this little pile here. Little stickers. I got stickers right here. This is a sticker. Yeah, this is a sticker, and this is a sticker. So yeah, let me put all the stickers in the same pile. And we've got little pieces here, paper, paper, paper. I'm putting all the paper right here. And then we've got this ephemera pack. More paper and stickers. The label, that's paper. Paper. Okay. These are all little pieces of fabric here. So I'm going to put that right there. Paper. Lots of paper. And then here's some bling. I'm going to put that with the, see the bling? I'm going to put that with the stickers. And lots of paper here. Oh, I forgot how much paper was in here already. And I just did this video the other day, but there's a lot of paper in here. Okay, cool. Okay, so the big paper I have on the bottom here. So these are all smaller than like a regular 8.5 by 11 size page. Here's trim. So let me see, I don't need these here right now. Okay, I'll grab those again when I need them. Okay, tickets. Okay, so here's a big page here. Let me separate that. And then here's all the other papers that are smaller than a page, which I'm calling a page 8.5 by 11. Here's a full page piece here. So I kind of already got this one ready. I folded it in half. I cut off a rough edge here, and I'm going to cut off this piece right here. I got a new paper cutter I'm trying out. I'll let you know how I like it. I like it so far. I just want to make sure that I like it, so I'm going to use it probably for a couple weeks, and I'll let you know if I like it or not. I don't want to say go buy it right now and then in 2 weeks I change my mind, you know what I mean? But it's a guillotine cutter, and you see how slim it is. I didn't want a big 12 by 12 one that, you know, takes up a lot of room. It's heavy, it's expensive. So I kind of I'm thinking this will replace my roller cutter, because my roller cutter, that thing could last forever, except I think the little plastic roller that's over the roller on it, it's starting to fall apart and break, little pieces break off, so it's not working so great anymore. So one day soon I'm not going to be able to use it, so that's why I thought, let me go ahead and try this before I'm you know, don't have a really good cutter. So I'm trying it, so I'll let you know. So I'm trying to cut this down to about 5.5 wide. So that's what this one is. It's this paper here to get ready for a journal. My journals are usually like the widest ones that I make that are one signature, or even the ones we make with the book are usually not wider than 6 inches, and then if the widest point is 6 inches, then I want my pages under that, like 5.5 or 5. So I made this 5, and I think I'd rather have it like the widest point of, because I'm picturing my Flamingo journals being at the widest point, maybe 5.5. So I'm making the pages 5 inches wide. So this one here, which would be great for the Flamingo journal because of the colors, and I really like the sewing graphics on here. So let's see, 5.5 is, or 5 is about right there. So I would just be cutting off blank space anyway. I'm going to pull this over here so you can see how it's working too. But you can lift the blade all the way up. It's very lightweight. You can see how thin it is. It's smaller than my roller paper cutter. That roller paper cutter is a Fiskars that I bought like in 2015. So it's lasted a long time. And if they would have made that little plastic part stronger on the top, it would still be going. But they didn't, and that's what happens. So I don't know if it could be replaced or not. I could look into that, but it's kind of worn here on this part of it too. It's kind of really where it used to have lines and things. It's got not this one, but the Fiskars roller paper cutter. It's a roller blade, not just a little pointy blade. It was a really good one, but the lines are wearing off too. So the whole thing is just, I've used that to death. Believe me, I have done all my paper cutting on that since 2015, and you guys know, you see my videos, plus if you can imagine off video, how much I use it. So I just want to see how long this is. See, 8.5 is a little bit long, so I think I'm going to cut this down to 8. The other one's already shorter, but probably an inch shorter. So I'm going to cut off this blank space at the top here. So whenever I use this in the next couple weeks, I'll try to show you how it's doing. So I've got 2 layers of paper here, and I just cut off 2 layers too when I was trimming the other parts. So you can see it's working just fine so far. I don't know how sharp it is, but I would imagine it's pretty sharp. So keeping my fingers out of the way. Okay, so I've got 2 pages, but I might add some decoration onto these already, even though I'm not even making the journal yet. So anyway, back to sorting the papers. Little papers here. And let's see, little papers. And this could be a page from, looks like it's from a encyclopedia of some type, or not sure. It says hobbies and collections, cameras, or a catalog maybe. But anyway, the first thing I would do is cut off this. And this is a good experiment too. We're cutting different types of paper here. So you can see, does it work on all types of paper? So I'm just cutting off the rough edge here. I'm almost afraid to go too fast. Like, is it going to work if I do it really fast? Is it going to work? So I'm kind of like just being careful at this time until I get used to it, used to that new paper cutter. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half. It could be a short page, and so I can use these as like a little template. So it's not wider than that. So it's good to go so far. Now this is a beautiful pink page. Let's see how much wider this is. I think it was already folded in half when I got it. So as you can see, it's a little wide if I'm going by 5 inches. So what would I do? What I will do is do this. So I'm going to use this. So let me make sure this was 5 inches. Because if it was more than 5 inches, I want to know. Okay, no, 5 inches. So I'm going to take this, use it as a template, and measure over here. I'm going to fold this side in, make a little fold there, and so it's about an inch fold on this side. And then we'll have the same size as this. So then I'm going to refold it. Instead of having that fold there, I'm going to refold my center fold and make this even, this side even with that side that we folded. And then, so I refolded it, and then we might have to cut a little bit off the bottom here, because 8.5, you know, 8.5 by 11 paper, so it's about a ½ inch too long. So I'm gonna using again this piece as my template, and so I need to cut off about ½ inch. One thing is you have to lift this blade all the way up to get it down right to the, there's a little stop down here, you know, a little rest or a little stop where you push your paper against there. Helps you keep everything straight and lined up. And then let's go fast this time. Ooh, it worked. It worked good. It worked good. That was pretty cool. Nice and sharp. Just keep your fingers out of the way if you get one. I'll link it. I mean, I guess I could go ahead and link it. I got it on Amazon, so I could go ahead and link it if you guys, somebody wanted to, you know, was desperate for a cutter and they wanted to try it. Because you can always send it back if you don't like it, right? So, okay, we've got another page. We've got three, where's my short one? My short one's right here. I've got 4 pages. Now, this is not necessarily going to be all in one journal. I kind of want to make 2. So I think I should have enough to make 2. Okay, here's a bunch of these, you know, primary or kids paper, kids writing paper that they learn how to write on. So, do we need to cut these down? Let's see. Let me get my template. I'm going to use that pink one as my template because you guys can see it clearly. Whew, this is trying to get away from me. Okay, so this looks like it's a little smaller, but it's to need a little fraction cut off here. See that? A little fraction off the top and off the side. So about right there. This is how I measured with my other paper cutter. Just put my finger where I need to cut, but can I do, because you have to slip it under this, there's a plastic guard here. So I'm going to make a little fold there so I can see. Once I get it through that plastic guard, you slip it under there, and then you line that up right on the edge, you know, where where it cuts is right on the edge, right past the edge or whatever. And then just, so I've got, well, I'll count how many pieces of paper if this works, or even if it doesn't work. So let's see if this works. I'm going to go fast again. Okay, that worked. It does have the paper limit listed in the listing. Like it says, whatever, 10 pieces or whatever, something like that. So this was 1, 2, 3, folded in half. So basically 6. But these papers are kind of thin, so it's not like a regular, you know, like not like cardstock or even a regular piece of copy paper. Okay, now, are we done cutting with that? I thought we needed to cut some more, but it looks like, oh no, we need to cut this edge right here. That's what it was. This is just a sliver here, so I'm just gonna, I'm not even gonna measure, I'm just gonna cut a sliver off. See, even with this organizing now, that'll save me time in the future. When I go to actually make a Flamingo journal, I'll be like, oh my goodness, I'll probably even forget, oh yeah, I got all this stuff ready. I totally forgot, type of thing. Now I have a really good memory, but still, it's like, if a little bit of time goes by, you kind of like, you knew you got stuff ready, but I would probably like, oh, I really got a lot of stuff ready, didn't I? Type of thing. Okay, so we've got some ledger. This is a bigger piece. Here's smaller pieces again. Let's see what this is. This is one piece like this. Okay. Yeah, these are going to be a lot of fun. And I'll have to do another video like this where I'm working on them because I'm not going to be able to get through all of them today. Yes. Okay, this is a bigger piece. I'm going to keep this separate for the moment. This is all the smaller pieces here. We've only got one thing in our Halloween. Oh, here's a bigger piece. A blue dyed paper. Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie. I even forgot, like I said, I even forgot what all was in here. I'm going to count this as a bigger piece. This is an envelope with all the die on it, a bigger page, and here's a bunch of bigger pages. Yes, I'm going to be able to definitely make 2 journals. I mean, Stephanie sent me all these papers, and then, oh, here's some Halloween. We'll put that over here in our Halloween pile. 2 papers for the Halloween, and then I'm going to count this as, you know, for the Flamingo, and then there's a smaller one, and now we're through. Okay, so I think I'm going to see how many of these bigger papers I can finish during this video, and then during the next video, we did do some little tags, didn't we? And we separated the stickers and the little things I might use as tabs and the bling. So, and I put the bling in the sticker pile because they are sticker bling. And let's finish these. So I'm not going to show you this. I'm not going to try to pull this out anymore. I'm just going to, you can probably see it a little bit here, can you? It's right here. But I'm just cutting like you saw. So I'm just cutting off the rough edges here. And this way we can move a little faster, maybe through the rest of these bigger papers before the video has to end. So, and then I'll pull them back over and show you what I did. I cut that rough edge off. And I think I'm going to leave this one whole for the moment. It's so pretty with all the die on there, for one thing. And I might want to combine it, like make some Franken paper with these. So I don't want to fold it in half right now, and then later on I'll want to join it together with something. So let's leave that whole like that and not folded. This one I'm going to cut the rough edge off. So awesome. This one, I do like to keep them. The pages upright whenever I can, but it doesn't have to be upright. But if I fold this in half like this, you see how this little flamingo's head will be right in the, so I might do something different, like, well, it's going to be, let's get our template out here. If I keep it upright, it's going to be too tall. And I want to keep, this is the main focus right here, this flamingo. So I think I'm going to cut off the blank part here at the bottom, just the extra white part. Let's do that. And then keep the rest so far. Let's see, how would it be if I folded right here? And this bird, well, I'm going to fold at the top of this bird right here. The top bird there at the top. Let me see what that looks like. Okay. That's pretty much the size, see? It's just a fraction over, or sliver over here. So that's pretty much the size. So I could keep it like this as a page. I could even keep this on here and maybe as an up tuck. And then add to it. So we'll see. We're going to keep it like this, and then when we go through the little papers in another video, we'll see what we can add on to this to make it into a page. Like we could add, if we have a pretty piece that would fit on either side, that would be cool. And then I still want to make sure I don't have to fold see, it would be folded like that. And there we would have the whole flamingo on this side, and then we'll add something over to make it big enough to be a page. Okay, so that's for the next video. This is my template. This is the ledger. So let's see what this looks like. Again, it's pretty good. Not really anything I have to cut off there, so I'm going to leave that one as is. This one has a little bit of a rough edge there, so let's cut that off. Okay, this one's really pretty, but again, this one, I would want this to be a focal point here and not have to fold it in the middle where you can't see that little girl in the meadow there. So we'll keep that whole for the moment. This one, just barely too wide, but let's see if we can do the same thing like we did on this one. We'll bring it over here, fold this in. Still not that much. Oh, let me get this evened up here. Yeah, still not that much. So it's like less than this one that I would have to cut off. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off, even though I don't want to. Get it ready. Like 1/2 inch on the side. And it doesn't mean I'm going to throw those away. I can keep them for making little strips, you know, that I sew together. You know how I sew together the little strips for decorations. So I'll definitely keep those as future strips. There's 3 of those. And so there's another page. Let me get these out of here. Okay, and then we've only got, well, we've got a few more here, so some glue there. Okay, so this one is cardstock. This would be perfect to fold in half. Let me see how wide it's going to be. It's got some blank area here. Let me fold it in half. And yeah, it's very thick cardstock. And see if we need to cut off, yeah, about 1/2 inch again, but these could be future strips for my little strips that I sew together. Okay, so here we're cutting off. This is the first cardstock that I've cut with this paper cutter, the first real cardstock. So let's see how this does. 1/2 inch off the side. Yeah, you can see it was a little bit more of an effort to get through it, but it got through it just fine. 2 layers of cardstock. So that's a good sign. Good sign so far. So then we have, it's under 1 inch at the bottom here. Under 1 inch. So I don't think that's really big enough to make a pocket. So again, let's cut off 1/2 inch off the bottom. It's just blank area there too. So a good 1/2 inch off the bottom. Okay. There we go. So there we go. This is what we end up with. Cute, right? You got the tree. You open up. You have all this pretty green. And then over here this is grass. So I'm going to keep all the strips together, the pages together. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Almost through all the big pieces. So I'm just going to fold all of these in half, I think. I think these will be all good to fold in half. The last 3 here. And then we'll see if we need to cut them down. Or the last 4 here, I should say. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and fold them in half. Let's see what we have with our template. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those colors are so pretty. This is a good one that has color all over it like that. Because a lot of them are white in the center, so this is a really cool one. Got the color all over, you know, the computer stationery. Okay, these are all about the same size, so how will I cut these? They're all, look, see, well, I'm glad this has a color all over because it won't really matter. They all need to get cut though. Okay, I'm going to cut one at a time about, let me measure again. It's not quite 1/2 inch, it's like 1/4 inch, really, on these. So 1/4 inch pretty much. I'm not going to measure, I'm just going to eyeball it and cut about a good quarter. I'm going to call it a good 1/4 inch. So that means maybe a little bit more than 1/4 inch. I'm just going to go with it. Sometimes you just have to, you know, not worry about what you're cutting off and just go with it, okay? Because in the end, it's all going to come together and be beautiful. And of course, you know, I use my strips, so these will all be sewn into future little strips. All the pretty strips that I cut off. Okay, 1/4 inch. And one more. I'm going to try to keep this happiness sampler. Or I am going to keep that. I'm not going to cut that off. That's like so cute. Yeah, no, that is staying. That is definitely staying. Okay. See, It's there. Okay. So let me move that over. Okay. Now, the length. The length. Okay, the bottom. So, oh, it's a good 1/2 inch off the bottom, or off the bottom, or whatever. So this one's going to be okay. Yeah, I think they're all going to be fine. This one, I'm going to cut a little bit off the top and off the bottom. That way, this little pattern here, cross stitch pattern, will be centralized. So a little bit off the top and a little bit off the bottom, like a 1/4 inch off the top and a 1/4 inch off the bottom. I still have my happiness sampler right there, the little title. So I think we got a lot done. We got it sorted. Then I'll come back sometime. I'll try to come back within the next week. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not subscribed. And we'll put some of the little pieces of paper together with the big pieces and maybe make some pockets and things like that. You know, I like that 1/4 inch off the bottom and the top, but that's going to work out for all of these, or at least these two. So let's see how we do here. Takes a little bit longer to cut off 2 pieces than 1, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. That was just a sliver, but I got to keep the red line there. So, and I can always cut off more later if I need to. Right now we're just, yeah, I like that. A little bit off the top. Okay, let's do these two at one time, all 4 layers. See how my little cutter does. But about a 1/4 inch off the top and the bottom. Eyeballing it. Okay, so we've got a nice, still have a nice border around these certificates. Alright, so there we go. See how cute. Look, let me show you. Adorable, right? And it's smaller. So it didn't really affect them at all. They're still beautiful. So we did a lot. Wow, I can't even believe we got all this done. We got all of these pages. That's a tab. But we got all of these pages. Did something with all of these pages here. Quite a few. I'm not going to count them, but quite a few. And so next we'll deal with this stack of little papers and figure out what we're going to do with those. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed today, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day.